Alrighty, fellas, good morning. My name is Patrouski. Welcome to our PokeMMO stream recap, your daily source of tips, tricks, information, upcoming events, everything happening in PokeMMO. We try to discuss it every single day right here in these videos. If you're interested, you want to see more like this, make sure to subscribe. I do upload PokeMMO videos every single day, and Shiny War is coming up, fellas. We are only 8 or so days away from Shiny War at the time of recording, which is absolutely bonkers. Let's jump into our daily news. We have a fair bit of daily news to actually cover today, a fair bit of events to cover. So first things first, we do have week 3 of the 8-week catch event has been scheduled. This is like your last chance. If you have not signed up for these events yet, if you have not done week 1 or week 2, you can qualify for the finale. You can get 800 qualifier points if you do 6 catch events on average and catch like a 130 or something like that above on each event, which is about average, okay? If you miss this event, your ship has kind of sailed. I'm gonna be honest. It would be almost basically impossible to qualify for the finals off of only doing 5 catch events out of the 8 weeks. So you've got to do 6. So this is your last chance. So make sure you guys, everyone, make it to this one as much as possible. It's over in Pinwheel Forest and Unova channel. You don't have to be on channel 1. Pinwheel Forest in Unova. It's the 25th of July at 1 p.m. ET. That's my time zone. You have 1 hour to catch Swadloon, Whirlipede, and or Snivy. Now, Snivy is a lure, I believe. You don't want to lure. Its lure is almost always worse for catch events. You just want to catch Swadloon, Whirlipede here. And I always try to stream these events. This one, to be fair, I will say I actually won't be streaming. This will be during my mandatory stream break. So I will not allow myself to stream this event. I will be catching like 1 Pokemon and submitting it to get my qualifier points, but I will not be streaming this event. Nature bonuses are +4 for careful. You want to just catch Whirlipedes and Swadloons though, for sure. -2 is bold, and there is a non-shiny 6x31 Whirlipede or Leavanny up for grabs. Whirlipede's a great Pokemon. You can put hidden ability access, speed boost on it. Pretty cool Pokemon. Leavanny, I don't know if Leavanny's used for a whole lot. I think there might be a weird use in some raid for Leavanny, but honestly, I'm not super familiar. Next up. Now, dude, there's something interesting about this Farfetch'd catch event that I didn't realize. So this Farfetch'd catch event on the 23rd of July, this is the most like upcoming. It's actually, if you're watching the stream recap, it's today. If you're watching the stream, it's tomorrow. It's at noon on the 23rd of July, Route 39 in Johto. You got 1 hour to catch Farfetch'd, Meowth, Magnemite, and Rattata. What I didn't realize is there's no reward point prize for first place. It's just shiny Farfetch'd, and 4th place, it's 1,000 reward points. I've never seen that reward structure in the history of PokeMMO catch events, and I kind of love it. I kind of love like 2nd and 3rd. First place already gets a shiny. Do they really need the reward points on top of it? You know, it'd be really funny if an Iron Man wins this when they really wanted the reward points to be fair. But like 2nd and 3rd getting reward points and 4th getting 1,000, I think this is based. It encourages people to actually maybe want to go for 4th place versus like just getting it on accident. I think this is a very, very, very cool event. I love this. I'm excited for this, man. This will be a big and somebody even asked like 4th 1,000 RP, is that like, are you sure, is that correct? And he was like, yup. I think that's a great structure, man. It's cool that the staff like can restructure prizes like this. I think it's awesome. So I want to shout out that big change. Now, dude, another team tournament is coming up in Pokemon. Even if you don't play PvP, okay, there's a few things here. Number one, if you're going to be in the PvP team tournament, good luck to you. Best of luck to everybody. May the best players win. Okay. What's really sick about these is they unlock the team tournament arena, which is the coolest location in all of PokeMMO. If you've never seen it, be online, and then there should be like some like bottom right. If you go to the bottom right of your screen and you click through like each open menu, there should be something that says like teleport to team tournament. It's probably going to be under like PvP is my guess. It is the coolest location in the entire game. It's so beautiful. This is at 7 p.m. UTC on Saturday the 25th. And even if you're not into PvP, watching these games, spectating them, and I love announcing them, casting them, dude, it's a lot of fun. If you're not into PvP, like the energy at team tournaments is special. I recommend showing up for this for sure. It's a beautiful, beautiful, very MMO style of moment. Next up, we have our daily item market check. And this one's a weird one because it's one of those things. A lot of people would ask me, Patrouski, you know, during Shiny War, will Dittos go up in price? Will Leppa berries go up in price? Will fossils go up in price? And my main thing has been like, bro, I don't know. You know, like, I could give you my thoughts, my opinions, my guesstimation, but you have to make your own risk. I'm not here to give financial advice. You have to make your own decision and take your own risks, okay? But what I will say is that They've already risen. This is why it's so important. It's so crucial to understand market history. They've already risen, brother. They've already risen, you know? And we can actually see last year. I think this is last year's Shiny War, to be fair. Look how high, like this is Helix Fossil. They rose and rose and rose. We can look at trends in history. I can show you trends in history, but I can't tell you what investments to make, you know? So this is the first Shiny War in 2024, and they went from 6,000 Pokeyen to like 10K. And this is the second Shiny War, where they went from like 8K up to like 12K at their peak, 13K at their absolute peak, came back down, and they've already risen. This war, they pre-rose before war. They were down to like 7K a piece, even 6K sometimes, 6 to 7K, and they rose in March. In specifically like March 1st, like early March. Early March, these rose by like 3,000 Pokeyen. They went from like 7K to like 10K. 11K at some points. And what's even crazier is that this happened for almost every fossil. Not as severe, but like look at this jump. I mean, this is a jump from being like 8 to 9K up to like, look at this. There's a buyout here. Like in March, clearly in March 2026, a lot of players and teams had a coordinated buyout of fossils. Like these still spiked like 1 to 2K. It's not a huge spike, but what, like, Stall Fossils spiked 1 to 2K. Helix Fossils spiked like 3,000 Pokeyen apiece. Armor Fossils, same thing. Went from 6,000 Pokeyen up to like 8,000. They spiked like 2,000 Pokeyen at the same exact time. Late February, early March. Same exact time. Cover Fossils. Similar thing. Now, Cover Fossils, we don't have much of a chart, as much of a like history. For some reason, Cover Fossils have only been tracked from May 25th, 2025. PokeMMO Hub's weird sometimes, but we appreciate any data at all, honestly. And here you can see, where's March at? Here you can see in March, in late February, they were like 12,000, 13,000 Pokeyen apiece. Look at this. Here's the buyout. March 12th, up to 19, almost 20K per fossil. And they came back down a bit. And they've risen again up to like 18, 20K. So fossils have already risen. They've already risen. And that's the case when it comes to like market predictions that everybody like kind of anticipates, is who is going to be the first person to make that move. Now, what's interesting is Plume Fossils actually were one of the few fossils that spiked prior to March. They spiked in December. So Plume Fossils back on like Christmas Day went from like 15K up to 27K, 23K, back down to like 18K, but then kind of stayed at like 20 to 25K. One of the more expensive fossils, but back down a little bit. Plume Fossils are down a little bit, which is weird. So not every fossil operates under the same facets. Obviously, it's supply and demand, who wants to hunt what fossils. But I thought it was pretty interesting how many fossils rose in that early March time period. So that's our daily item market check and our little catch events. Next up is the achievement showcase. Actually, you know what? I have one more market thing to cover. Now, this was only brought to my attention thanks to another talented, handsome gamer, Epoch. Okay, he did a video covering this. But Lucarios, I might want to test the profit per hour. Shiny hunters need Lucarios, tons of them. Lucarios have risen at a base price to 10,000 Pokeyen. That one might be underpriced, the female. Let's see, actually. Yeah, that female is a little bit under. You flip that for like 2K or some shit. Not huge, but like it's a flip. Lucarios, because what happens is people want to egg shunt anyone who wants to egg shunt Lucario during Shiny War, right? They have to buy so many Lucarios because you have to buy Lucarios. When you breed them, they breed down into Riolu, and it's a pain in the butt. And they just sell them or release them at that point and buy more Lucarios or try to evolve them, but it's usually a pain in the butt. Riolus are currently 2,000 to 3,000 Pokeyen. If you want to, the sprite, you could buy some Riolus and try to, but I wouldn't recommend it, especially that like these high level ones, because like to get the happiness to actually evolve these is going to be so much like way too much leveling. It's not gonna work. And then like you could like maybe use berries, but then at that point you're like eating into your profits so much. I wouldn't recommend like buying maybe like low level ones. Are there low level Riolus you can buy? They're all super expensive. Yeah, like, I wouldn't recommend. So I would not recommend that. But if you want to go wild farm Lucarios, they're pretty rare spawns, but I need to test it. I'm sure, I don't think it's amazing Pokeyen per hour. I'm sure they're valuable for a reason, right? But I want to test it at some, they're a lure. Oh, I'd love to test this over at Guidance Chamber and see how many Lucarios you could catch per hour. I think it'd be a fun test. Or maybe even catch, like, you catch low-level Riolus at all? No, probably not. Probably not. Let's see. Level 17 Pinwheel. I wonder if, like, low-level Riolus can sell for decent money as well. There's a gap in the market there for sure. I wanted to go ahead and call out. But next up is our achievement showcase. Alrighty, fellas, on to the achievement showcase. We have an impromptu addition to the showcase because this is a fresh Bulbasaur. This is To Luke's first ever egg shiny. It's his 26th OT shiny. Desert Underpass hatch. So he was farming Dittos, whether his own Dittos or Dittos to sell. He got it at 5,500 encounters. Literally got it like an hour ago, like 1 hour, maybe 1 hour and a half ago. Unbelievably fresh Bulbasaur. Congratulations to you, gamer. Next up, starting off the planned achievement showcase is Dexter with a nice clean shiny Smeargle. 43,000 encounters. I'm glad you caught it. I'm glad it didn't die. It's always scary with Smeargle. It's one of the easiest shinies to make a mistake and lose. Congratulations on a nice solid utility shiny. Next up, Moo Master got all permanent raids done. This is a sick achievement, one that I haven't done in PokeMMO on my main account, on my Iron account, on any account. So it's a really fucking cool achievement to go for. He got himself the Heatran, the Cresselia, the Meloetta. He said the Meloetta was the hardest. The Meloetta was the hardest. Virizion, Cobalion, Terrakion. Really cool to have these very usable Pokemon in raids, you know, and in PVM. So having the OT like is relevant and is a benefit, which is really cool because certain raids require like 4 to 5 to. Does any require 6? I know some require 4 OTs. I don't know if any require 5. I don't know if any raids require 5 or 6 OTs, but I know some require 4. It'd be cool. Honestly, it'd be cool one day to see raids that require 6 OTs. I could see that happening in the future. Next up, Iron. This is a really cool one. It's crazy it's so early up. Iron Crowder, bro. This guy and many other Iron Men, he told a story here. On 6-19, 3 Iron Men trekked into the mountainside at Route 3 in Kanto in search of a high IV Nidoran for a catch event. While none of us walked away with a worthy placer in the event, we still won the privilege of catching the roaming legendary Articunos, all within the same hour. 3 Iron Men, who are all friends, all did a catch event, and they all got Articuno during the event. That's fucking cinema, dude. That is absolute cinema. Congrats, Iron Plate, Duck, and Crowder. Also, like regulars in the stream. This is actually like peak bros in Discord gaming. Congratulations to you all. Also, I know Duck masterballed his because apparently he was like 40k dry or some shit for that Articuno, and Articuno is like his favorite legendary Pokemon. So that's why he masterballed it, which I think is pretty based. You have so many Master Balls. I recommend not Master Balling your Legendary on average, but if it's your favorite Pokemon and it's on your Iron Man account and stuff, if you want to, if it makes you happy, that's what's most important. That's what's most important, in my opinion. Okay. Next up, another Iron Man. It's Iron Plate again. Same guy, same gamer. Iron Plate again got himself his Raikou encounter. After being in the triple, he even mentions the Articuno thing, which is very funny. Congrats on your Raikou, gamer. Next up, a sad story. I think Tazy might even be, it was in chat a second ago. I hit my first and second shiny in the same day. He got a Tentacruel at 17,000 encounters and thankfully caught it. And then an Abra at 500 encounters. And unfortunately, it teleported away. The story goes, so apparently it was a double battle. This is so sad. Apparently it was a double battle. So it was a tough situation. I'm not sure if it's one of those like, it's like hindsight's 2020. Could he have master balled? I have no idea. It's when that shiny appears in front of you, it's so easy to lose your groundings and this is just sad. The moral of the story, this is just a sad thing to see. It's a rough loss. Also, look at this. I'm sorry, this species encounter. What the fuck? The one Abra encounter? Holy. This is brutal to see. I hope you recover it one day. I hope you use this as motivation to shun even harder in the future, gamer. I'm sorry this happened. It sucks to see. Rest in peace to the shiny Abra. Next up, Erg Park with a first single encounter shiny. Shrug, not a big deal. First single encounter shiny. Bro, it's a Phoebus. What do you mean first single encounter? It's a 2x31 Phoebus in Spatak and Speed. Perfect stat placements. What do you mean? Whoops, first single encounter shiny. That's a fucking sick, like, first non-horde shiny is insane. Congratulations, dude. That's an insane hunt. Next up, Why is today so sad? Why is there so many fucking lost shinies today, chat? What are you guys doing to me? Simple Jaden. Sad day today. I was catching Shroomish in the Safari Zone as well as participating in a Team Safari event, and I came across my first shiny Tauros. I never entered the Safari Zone, but I decided, why not today? And of course, this happened. Technically, phase 14 for Shroomish also. I'm super sad, but I gotta stay here now to claim it back. You what? I'm sorry. You're doing what now? I didn't read that part. You gotta I'm sorry. Good luck. Dude, this thing is like a 5% catch or some shit. It's like maybe it's higher than that, like 5 to 15%. Tauros is like an incredibly tough catch. It's when you see. Also, I love the sprite mod that he has installed. I love, it's like Gen 2, I think, or some shit. Shiny Tauros is one of the sad. It's not a rare these days. It has a time swipe horde now, but it's nighttime only, and it's like a weird split. But it is a Shiny Tauros is a sick. Honestly, Shiny Tauros is undershunted in PokeMMO somehow. It is undershunted, even though it has a horde now, in my opinion. Much love to your Shiny Tauros, dude. I'm so sorry to see that. Another Bulbasaur, 2 Bulbasaurs in one day to cover. Rick Riley. I was catching frogs, I like how he calls them frogs, Bulbasaurs, while hunting for Articuno and egging on the side. And after just a few boxes, 144 Bulbasaur eggs in total, I found this, my 13th OT shiny, and it rolled female. I think it's like a 12.5% chance to roll female. I have 6 phases looking for Dratini, nearly 60,000 Dratini encounters. And if I could like, you know, transfer that luck and get luck with 1 shunt, I'm honestly so happy it's Bulbasaur. I'm happy too, man. That's a sick way to get it. 144 Bulba eggs is wild. Congratulations, gamer. And okay, I'm just going to read this person's story verbatim because this might be the rarest streak of rare shinies I've ever seen in 13 years of PokeMMO. It's up there. It's up there. This is from iBizKit from Team Kraken, to give proper credit and respects. Thank you for sharing the story, man. I've had a few runs of good luck, but nothing compared to this. I recently started trying to finish all dragon type shinies after phasing at Dratini. No, you didn't. 17 times? No, you didn't. What? Phased at, I've never heard of that. You phased at Dratini 17 times? I also went 80,000 encounters dry for Druddigon, and then the madness started. 11 shinies, is that what that says? 11 shinies in a row under odds, and not just under odds, but I mean way under odds. I had 1 dragon left, Bagon/Sheldon, so I've been singling in Meteor Falls for a few days and egging on the side. And while first singling, I got a shiny Cyndaquil egg that popped at 1,800 encounters. And then I phased at Bagon with a Beldum, a shiny Beldum, which is a 10,000 hour hunt, by the way, on average at Meteor Falls, at 253 encounters. I thought the craziness was over, but then while breeding for profit, I bred a Shalpha 4x31 Ekans. What the actual bloodline fuck? What the actual, like, you just stole all of the RNG from your entire fucking family bloodline for the next 20 years. This is crazy, and it was well fucking used, okay? This is insane. Shiny Cyndaquil, 1,800 encounters. Shiny single encounter Beldum, 250 encounters. Shalpha 4x31 Ekans, 3,000 encounters. 1 Ekans encounter. This is the, like, this is one of the craziest, maybe the luckiest rare streak. And before this, like he said, he went like 11 shinies under odds. Before that, he phased on Dratini 17 times. That's an insane. This guy has had the most up and down. This is like even crazier than anything this is insane. This is insane. Some of the craziest shiny luck you will see in PokeMMO history is on this guy's account. BizKit, I cannot give you enough credit and salutes and fucking and fucking soldiering on. The fact that you pushed through, the fact that you could see 17 phases, most people would just give up. The fact that you kept going to see 17 phases is unbelievable. Congratulations, gamer. You earned this. You earned this. This is shiny RNG evening out, and it's exactly what you want to see every player achieve in PokeMMO. This is why we shunt in PokeMMO, because it is not easy, but it makes for amazing moments. Legendary gaming moments that you could not achieve in other Pokemon games, in my opinion. Congratulations, dude. That is fucking unreal. Now, that brings us to the end of our stream recap intro. Like the stream if you enjoy it. Dislike if not. Subscribe. All that jazz. Let's jump into questions from chat and any other discussion for the day. Someone asked, how can a legendary be alpha? Only through limited time raids. So there's 2 alpha legendaries that exist in PokeMMO, fun fact. There's Alpha Suicune and there's Alpha Articuno. Alpha Suicune, I believe, was Christmas event 2024, if I recall correctly. Let's see. This says 2025. When was Articuno then? Why did he say 2025? Oh no, this was Christmas event 2024 because these were I see. These were like early January 2025 before the event had ended. Okay, like okay, New Year's 5. Okay. So this was Christmas 2024, and then Articuno was Xmas event 2025. So those were like limited raids that were only around for like a week or something like that. And then just poofed and will never come back. They're a limited time thing. So their supply is extremely limited. Dude, this is a fucking beaut. This is a absolute Morkai. Morkai just sent us. He said, yo, can I whisper you my shiny? I was like, yeah, sure. I'm not busy today. Why not? 210,000 encounters dry. That is one of the driest streaks we've seen on the encounter counter. One of the driest streaks we've seen officially logged within PokeMMO. What a fucking gamer. 210k. I'm sorry to breathe the same air as you. Like, dude, that's amazing. That's insane. Congratulations. And thank you for sharing. Dry shunts are what it's all about. And you went dry all right. Holy man. Congratulations, dude. Is this a single encounter or a time swipe horde? Do you mind if I ask? Hey, there's no such thing. I was gonna say I went 190k dry for a Larvitar, but the Kadabra tops me. Hey, the beauty of PokeMMO is like we're all on our own journeys. 190k is still incredibly dry. Like, oh man, like I only have a Maserati and he's got a Lamborghini. You're both balling, bro. Like you're both fucking popping off. Like, don't worry about it. Like, I am curious if this is time swipe horde or single encounter. What scares me is that it might be single encounter. Either way, like it's insane. It could be either. I'm assuming it's a horde. That's insane, dude. Absolute insanity, man. Congratulations. Dude, I kind of did forget about like how close that is. Zenarchy said, I can't wait for the update, man. They said it was going to be a week before Shiny War. That means it has to be like the 23rd or the 24th, right? Maybe the 25th if they count like, I guess the 1st of August as the start. But like it's for my time zone, it's the 31st. So but the update has to happen. Well, knowing the PokeMMO devs, it could be delayed. Yeah, it's gonna be this weekend. Yeah. Thursday, Friday, or Saturday should be the update. That's exciting, man. I won't be streaming that time, most likely. Unless I just like really, I don't know, really want to for fun. We'll see. But I probably shouldn't. The whole point is like having a break, you know, whatever. But we'll see. But I'm excited. I definitely will try to make some videos and like explore the new encounters and stuff. That'll be a blast. Yeah, people are talking about Mew and like their favorite legendaries and potential legendaries to get added into PokeMMO. I've said this a billion times, but not everybody's heard it. The devs did have a discussion about a year and a half ago, where they talked about the 2 most likely legendaries to be added to the game at the time, and maybe this has changed, obviously, were Mew and Victini. Those were the 2 ones being discussed. And Mew would be a really big deal because someone said Mew has Synchronize. Mew would be the only Synchronize plus false swipe Pokemon in the entire game. Which I think it's a great example of like valid power creep. I think it's totally fine. Like, it'd be better for catch events and things like that. Maybe that would have been too broken in a different economy like 4 years ago or 5-6 years ago. But like, I think now like power creep is fine. I always say like, I don't love it. I think long-term sustainability is really important, but power creep, like 10% power creep every year, I think is based. I think that's a way to keep things exciting, help new players and returning players get back into the game and catch up. That's the point of power creep, you know, to excitement and allowing returning players and new players to catch back up. But it still keeps the game long-term balanced and not at this constant, like, oh, you've got to keep upping and upping and upping. I think someone like Mew with having a synchronized false swiper I think would be like, it would revolutionize catch events, but I feel like in a valid way, because not every events are you able to, like, often you need Spore as well. Can Mew learn Spore? I guess that's the other thing. If Mew can, but I think that'd be fine. Imagine if imagine if Mew is the best catching Pokemon in the game, but it's like super expensive and it's like not like needed, but it's like a very minimal, you know, like advantage. I like when things are like a 10%, like synchronized, like what, 20% chance. So it's like a 10 to 20% buff, 10 to 20% buff. But imagine Mew costs like 5 million Pokeyen or some shit. Like that would be totally fine. Like in my opinion, like I think that's a based upgrade. You know, that's a based like end game upgrade to have to go for the Mew can't learn any sleep move. There you go as well. Like that would be even be more, you know, balanced. Like you can get Thunder Wave. Yeah, there you go. Like that's kind of, but like that's, I think Mew would be totally, well, from a utility perspective, I think Mew would be really interesting and fun and balanced and fine in my personal opinion. I have no idea when it comes to PvP, and I haven't thought about like PVM and raids, so I can't speak on those. But I think the main thing when I think about Mew is like utility catch events, false swipe synchronized, yada yada yada. People have been wanting a false swipe synchronized Pokemon forever. I think it's time. I think it could be added and be fine in my personal opinion. Wanted you to take a look at this. It's not fresh, but it's fresh enough. This is fresh. No, this is fresh. Shalpha Gardevoir. 4 days ago. 4 days is fresh. Within the month is fresh for a Shalpha because they're so rare. Within the month is fresh for a Shalpha. 1:30 a.m. Bro was up gaming. It's wild caught, not bred. Look at this. Shalpha wild caught 4 times 31. Wait, I have a question. I don't actually know the answer to this. Are Shalphas guaranteed 3 times 31 in the wild? Because they get 131 guaranteed for being shiny and 2 for being alpha? Or is it only... I assume it's only 2 times 31 guaranteed. So rolling 4... Either way, rolling 4 times 31 on a Shalpha is unhinged. Only 2 times guaranteed? Dude, that means this is like... This is 1 in 78 Shalphas. Is this would happen? What the fuck? Like that's... I hope that... I almost hope you never breed this, because having the wild caught and the IVs is like such a flex. Like that is so crazy. But also I understand if you want it to be usable. So like hey, you have the screenshot, you have the, you know, video. Dude, that's insane. Congrats on that wild catch, dude. Wild catch. Can you tell me, why do raids need OT Pokemon? It's a great question. It does a few things. Number one, it encourages players to learn systems in the game. Content that encourages you to like do other content and learn and like rewards knowledge is really good. So requiring OT Pokemon for raids, number one, requires more game knowledge, requires you to either catch, EV train, breed, whatever it may be, make your own Pokemon. It also requires you to like legendary hunt for like your own roaming legendaries, or even do the other OT raids, and that kind of snowballs, yada yada yada. It also is a balancing tool for alt accounts, so that alt accounts you can't just like trade the team across a bunch of alt accounts and go do like the Alpha Articuno raid. For some of the raids, like Heatran, or like some require like complete Pokedex access, but not all of them. So some of them that would be too grindable on alt accounts. You have to actually earn it and work for that, and have to like breed and remake all the Pokemon. It increases demand in the economy. It's alt account balance, and it's good. It's just well-designed content, well-designed, like a video game mechanic, in my personal opinion. It's a great question. That's why some raids require, or often most raids require some amount of OT PVM Pokemon. Okay, Mark says, yo, Pat, I just got back into Pokemon after 4 years. I'm not sure how to go about relearning the game. Step number one is just Google any questions that pop up in your brain. You see someone in global chat or someone in my stream chat say, for example, Volcarona Swarm. You go, oh, what's a swarm? I don't know that. You know, Google PokeMMO Swarms Explained. I have a video on that. Or there'll be a forum post or other videos or whatever explains it to you. Just find it, right? Whatever explains it the best to you. See an alpha, maybe you're looking at the map and you see like, oh, an alpha Tropius has spawned. What the hell? I don't know what an alpha is. I haven't played in 4 years. What's that? Google alpha PokeMMO, you know, explained. Alpha. Nowadays, if you played 4 years ago, you might remember like you could not Google that many questions or that many things. There was very little information. Maybe 4 years, we were like just starting 4 years ago to have some guides and information. 2021, 2022. but not everything was up there yet, you know. Nowadays we have like mostly everything explained in videos from other creators or myself or forum posts, etc., whatever it may be. There's like multiple options now, which is fantastic. And then on top of that, I have videos called everything that happened in PokeMMO in 2022, everything that happened in PokeMMO in 2023, in 2024, in 2025. So, I don't have one for 2025, excuse me. But I have a playlist of videos of everything that happened in each year, so you can go through and like go through all the updates and catch up. That's my biggest like piece of advice and tip, is to like go back and see all the updates and go back and watch that video and see everything that happened. I have to do the 2020. I'm so behind on the 2025 one. I need to do that at some points, but I've been delaying it for a while, to be honest. Yes, I love this. Superhero said, reminder to do a deep clean before Shiny War. I've been cleaning my house way more than normal. Yup. Clean your house. Like, this is IRL prep matters. Okay? Don't sleep on IRL prep for Shiny War. Clean your house. He has trail mix. Get some sort of like dry snack that you can snack on, and that's good, like decent energy. I think trail mix is probably the best option. Love me some trail mix. Some sort of desk workout, whether standing desk, treadmill, dumbbells, heavy box, whatever you can, dude. Just have a laptop and do. I used to like do a laptop when playing RuneScape and like do crunches next to it, or like push-ups, like, you know, things like that. Laptop on the floor, and then caffeine, whatever healthy amount of caffeine works for you. Stock up on sodas, energy drinks, whatever, tea, whatever it may be. IRL prep, like we're getting closer and closer. IRL, it's time for IRL prep. We're about 8 days away. I like to recommend prepping one big pot of some sort of home cooked meal, so you don't have to just eat like chicken nuggies and stuff the entire war, or like, you know, DoorDash, because holy fuck that. Oh my god. I think like some sort of crock pot meal. I just made a bunch of chicken salad, but that'll be eaten before war. But like, I don't know, things like chicken salad, things like some giant crock pot soup, or like lasagna or something like that. Like, like some sort of, something like that. I recommend cooking something, home cook a big pot of something before Shiny Wars. You can just heat up in the microwave. Recommend. I caramelized a bunch of onions, and I'm gonna get Costco hot dogs and Costco hot dog buns, and then I can eat Costco hot dogs, thaw out some onions, I put them in the freezer, and then put caramelized onions on my hot dogs. It makes you, dude, being happy and fucking having energy and flow and during war is super important, man. It's silly, but it seems silly, but like, it's real shit. IRL prep is really important, dude. Glad someone mentioned it today. Yo, Pat, how many Leppas do you think most people should have prepped for Shiny War, assuming non-iron? Probably, this sounds brutal, but it depends on what placement you're going for. I guess most people, I would say 20 to 30,000 for the average person. That's so much, though. Maybe 10 to 30,000. Yeah, a lot. Leppas are like the most important money you can spend, most likely during war. Eggs are nice if you can afford them, but Leppas are like the most important thing. They get you so many more encounters per hour, and time swipe hoarding is just so efficient during war. So yeah, I'm thinking like 10 to 30,000, and then if you're going for like a real like top 10 is probably like 20 to 40,000 in my opinion. That's my thoughts, but it depends on how much you can play as well, for sure. Obviously, are streams still a thing? Yep, I have my, if you look up PokeMMO streams, I have my streams that I use. Good question. Okay, I've got two things to show off. Number one is this. I don't know what this is going to be for, but Barrels just sent me this. This is a teaser. He is cooking something. He is cooking something up, some sort of hype video. He is cooking something up for Shiny War. I don't know what, I don't know. This is my Iron Man account with my Shiny Corsola in some sort of like, dude, fucking epic movie mode. This is fucking sick. I don't know what this entails, but I wanted to show that teaser. And then next up, it is time for the MOVIETROUSKI take, okay? And spoiler warning. I'm actually going to put a spoiler warning. The Odyssey, okay? I am going to talk about the Odyssey. It's final. I've been waiting so people could watch it, so they could, you know, see my take on it and yada, yada, yada. If you're interested, if you care. Okay. I gave Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey an 8.2 out of 10. Okay, I think it's a pretty good movie. Okay, I don't think it is movie of the year by far. I think it is being overglazed and overrated, but I think it is good. And I want to say, because my review is kind of harsh, and I'm honestly too harsh on movies that get so much hype. You know, I think it's tough when a movie gets so much hype to live up to it. The Odyssey started showing premieres and stuff and started showing trailers like 7 to 8 months or a 1 year before it even came out. There was so much hype, you know. Spoilers for a 2,000-year-old story. There's still spoilers for the pacing, still spoilers for the acting, you know, the directing, the shots. Like, there's a lot that goes into a movie, right? I'm gonna start by reading my review of the Odyssey, and maybe that will just share all of my thoughts, and then I'll give any extra thoughts afterwards, though. I gave the Odyssey an 8.2 out of 10, and my review is as follows. I sat in the front row on night 1 in the theaters to watch the Odyssey, and it was a fine time. But overall, sadly a letdown, which is unfair for an 8.2 out of 10 rating. But the hype for this movie was immense. The Odyssey is another great example of why I don't understand why people have favorite directors. They are so inconsistent and flawed. I'd rather pick around and choose movies individually rather than commit to certain directors, certain directors. I respect stylistic choices or director styles, and maybe I just don't get the favoritism because I still myself have not found my favorite director, quote unquote. This movie still pulls through to be a good time due to the classic story being retold, the high quality scenes, and the acting from some of the cast. The biggest problem with this movie is the breakneck pacing of the first 2 hours, trying to rush through all of the trials and tribulations that Odysseus goes through, while building very little connection and attachment to the men themselves and Odysseus himself and their stories. Aside, you get this very cold, overly stoic, in my opinion, Odysseus. Almost every encounter, like with the Cyclops and with the little witch's house, which is one of the better ones, witch's house. What's another good example? Can't remember now. I think of the Cyclops. I think of when they go past the monster out of the cliff, the tentacle type monster. Everything is super rushed. Every encounter is extremely rushed, and it felt like I was reading spark notes of a plot rather than having any sort of build up and consequence and actions and choices being made. Except I think the two encounters that are the outliers are the witch's cabin and the underworld sequence. Those felt like they had impact, but even the witch's cabin could have been significantly longer build up. I get it, the movie is 3 hours long, but honestly at this point just say fuck it and make it 4.5 hours to actually make it perfect and have proper building and pacing. This is a very zoomer friendly movie in my opinion because of the pacing, but I think it hurts the character development and connection, right? And the story build, yada yada yada. How much you care is really hurt by the pacing. Tom Holland and Matt Damon, who Matt Damon's one of my favorite actors of all time, okay? And Tom Holland is great. Tom Holland and Matt Damon, in my opinion, were both very overly stoic to me. Anne Hathaway, Robert Pattinson, and John Leguizamo, the guy who is that's a fucking butcher. I'm so sorry. Leguizamo, he's the blind man. They all acted out of their fucking minds every time they were on screen. Every time. Probably Mia Goth could go here as well. She just didn't have a whole lot of screen time. All four of those guys acted out of their fucking minds every time they were on screen. They totally stole the show. Anne Hathaway was insane in this movie. Robert Pattinson was insane in this movie. He was a little goofy at the spears being pushed through the floor. The spears! Get the spear! The shields! That scene was a little goofy, but he was still fantastic other than that kind of goofy. I think it was edited weird, honestly, is what I would think for something like that. I don't know why they did it like that. The final hour of this movie honestly suffers from a similar thing to Oppenheimer. The final hour of the Odyssey movie is a 12 out of 10. The final hour is fucking amazing. It is beyond perfect. Chills, the fucking stringing of the bow, the shooting of because it's the pacing. Because the final hour respects the pacing. The whole final hour is him patiently coming home and him talking to his wife. The final hour is patiently paced, and that's why it feels so good and feels so different. But the first 2 hours are a 5.8 out of 10. And I think they're even being carried by the unique story and the creativity. It has a very similar problem to Oppenheimer, but is much better than Oppenheimer. I really did not care for Oppenheimer. I think I gave a 4 out of 10 or a 3 out of 10 or something like that. The first 2 hours of Oppenheimer are just filler. And then the final hour is amazing in Oppenheimer. What's it called? The Odyssey is similar, but instead of 2 hours of filler, it's 2 hours of too fast pacing, in my personal opinion. And then 1 hour of perfection in the end. Now, I do end my review by saying this is a good time to remember that I am sitting here in my computer chair, lazily and hastily typing away my thoughts and feelings about a movie that costs more to make than my entire bloodline will ever make. I'm just a guy with thoughts and feelings, and my opinions are never worth being hurt over. I've never made a movie in my entire life, and I will never make a movie in my entire life. I am not the man in the arena today. I'm just a sloppy observer writing stuff down for my own memories. So that's, I try to make that really clear whenever I do movie reviews. Like, it's really important to keep perspective, and I don't, like, these are just my thoughts and I try to, like, phrase it as I feel, and I feel statements. I sadly, and I still gave the Odyssey an 8.2 I still give it a pretty good score. But honestly, I might lower it to a 7.8 after like sitting on it longer and thinking about it. It just has so many problems. And I was really worried. I watch it with my wife and we sometimes disagree on movie takes, which is good and healthy. But this was one where she actually like vehemently agreed. She was like, we before we even talked about it, we had the same problem. The pacing is just way too fast for the first 2 hours, and it's very spark notey, and there's not a lot of connection. You could argue it maybe relies on prerequisite knowledge of the stories and stuff, but that's not good. That's not like a good thing, you know? I want to be connected to these versions of these characters. So that is my overall thoughts on the Odyssey. To end on a positive note for the MOVIETROUSKI take, I rewatched Bambi. The two movies being covered today, the Odyssey and Bambi. Bambi is not as good as I remember, sadly, but it's still like a classic, wholesome. Bambi might have one of the best twists of all time in a movie, but it's kind of like it's slice of life. Bambi is more slice of lifey than I remember. There's not a whole lot of plot, but it's also one of the most beautiful movies ever made, and it is deeply human and deeply full of emotion, which I think is beautiful. So Bambi, I gave like a 7 out of 10 flat, I believe, if I recall correctly. So that's my MOVIETROUSKI takes. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I've been doing a lot of these. I watch like about a movie a day. It's a great hobby to get sucked into alongside PokeMMO. I recommend trying to get into movies if you're interested, and maybe even support your local theater if you want to, if you can, with your local movie theater battle pass. There you go. Good luck. Have fun. Watch movies. Tell me what movie to watch next. Tell me what movies you want to see my thoughts on. If you want to see an opinion or my thoughts on a movie, like your favorite movie, I am just Patrouski over on Letterboxd, letterboxd.com/Patrouski. So if you want to go see my thoughts on movies, go check them out. It's just a for fun passion project thing. That's all. Thanks for watching again. But alrighty, fellas, I think that's going to be the place where I go ahead and call it for today. Got a few encounters on the Iron Man account. Made a little bit of progress. Had some fun. Lots of chats. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Like the stream if you did. Dislike if I stink. Subscribe for daily PokeMMO videos every single day. Follow me on Twitch for streams like this, Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET, usually, although the schedule's been a little wonky recently. Discord's down below if you're interested in that. If you want to go above and beyond and support the content, support the channel, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal and double donations help out a ton. I will see you guys tomorrow for the catch event, I believe, and then hopefully with the update soon. And then once we reach probably the 24th or so, we'll have to see. I won't be seeing you guys for a week or so. So I will see you guys soon. I won't be seeing you guys until Shiny War, or at least in streams. I'll see you in plenty of good videos. Hopefully some good in-depth guides and videos are coming out very, very soon, fellas. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. I'll see y'all later. For now, peace, Reno. Yo, what's up? Outro Patrouski here, and I want to take this moment to say thank you to everybody who goes above and beyond, and thank you as the viewer to making it to the end of the video. I hope it was helpful today and maybe even a little bit of fun. Thanks again for watching, and have a good one.